macroeconomics and microeconomics. I thought to do this podcast because at my last podcast, I think I was talking about financial literacy. But I don't think I went over macroeconomics, which is basically like trust estates, people that do hedge funding, portfolios, the true meaning of diversification. Like you got oil, you got real estate, you got these assets and liabilities, income, expenses, cash flow without the corruption. You know what I'm saying? Type shit of forfeiting nothing you got going on. I was talking to this nigga, he homie. And he up there on the whole track, right? You hear him? And I got to think to myself, I was like, on the whole track, right? Because I was like, a lot of people saying, man, I got this message. Somebody said this: the world is a hostile place. It's like it's crime and it's poverty. And why is God allowing crime and poverty in the world? And I'm like, God ain't put crime and poverty in the world. The devil did. How did he do it? Through homosexuality. How did the homosexual do it? By creating a scarcity of resources and exploiting people. You heard me? That's how they done it. Like I said, most people never look at things from an economic perspective or a mathematical perspective or a scientific business model to even understand the phenomenon that even be going on around them. Like my uncle used to have a saying, he said, if I want money, I go to a bank. If I want food, I go to a grocery store. Right, you hear me? If I want clothes, you hear me? I go up, or a phone, you hear me? If I want clothes, you hear me? I just go to the mall and go shopping, right? There are certain places that's designated. Even if a motherfucker won't get high, he go to the trap house. Or if he want a hoe, he go to the hoe house. That just makes sense, you hear me, right? You hear me? And a lot of times, right, you hear me, people be like, man, business is bad, or, right, because not so much in macroeconomics, because you can't really do it to a person that's in macroeconomics, because macroeconomics is mostly like digital money before digital money even exists. It's trust estates. It's like when you're the benefactor and not just the beneficiary. Like, people, the most they got to look for in microeconomics is be a beneficiary, but when you're the benefactor, like, you're very purpose and authority and reason why things are in motion in the first place, right? You hear me? So, like, but say for instance, you'll come up from the bottom to the top store, right? You trapping, right? You hear me? You getting your hustle on. If you sell weed, right? You hear me? Why would you be conversating with a person that doesn't buy or sell weed for an hour? That time, remember, time is money, right? You hear me? So your input and your output on your production, or whatever it is, it can be an apple pie or some motherfucking grandma cookie. Why do you spend so much time communicating with people that have nothing to do with the product or service that you're selling? That's a waste of time. Like, I wouldn't go to a tax place if I wasn't doing taxes. I want to go see an insurance person if I wasn't purchasing insurance. Does that make sense? Or be at a library if I can't read and write. Like, why do people who can't read and write be at a library? Like, why would you do that? Like, these are just questions I ask myself. There are places that if you're homeless, you can actually go to here to get some help. That's true, guys. And not a library. Right? I want you to start really, right? You hear me? Because like I said, I was looking at something that happened to crazy girls when the security guards had caught a charge, right? You hear me? For trying to get the women's money while they were making it. And that's why OnlyFans kind of really liberated them from the middleman, so to speak. Like at Crazy Girls, the world famous club a couple years ago, Roll Russell be outside, and the police tried to empower the security guards to put prostitution charges on these women until OnlyFans came along, and now you can just say I'm creating content, quote unquote, right? You heard me? Now you can bypass the security guard and the goddamn Texas Chainsaw Massacre police officer nigga, right? You heard me? So now these gay cops, they're sick. They're sick, right, that they can't really attach themselves to digital money, right? So they get into stalking, computer hacking, what they call entrapment, or what they call illegal surveillance, espionage, and things of that nature, because they can't get no money, right? You heard me? In the economy, right? There are places where cops can be at to stop crime, but it's not really crime and poverty that they need to stop. You have to stop the homosexual that create the circumstances where crime and poverty can happen. Because just like in sports, right, targeting, right? What is targeting in sports? That means you intentionally are going after this person to get them a concussion, right? You knew those things you were doing would call them a personal injury, like a foul, right? What is something foul in sport? What is move and screen? A person can't just sit there and move it. Like every time you move. That's a violation, right? You hear me? Okay, right? And then here's another thing, right? Like the woman found out in the Russian movie Red Sparrow. Some people ain't even playing with you at all. They might just shoot you in the face and you think you playing a chess game. Like, these are things you need to start considering in the business world. You hear me? I used a movie called Red Sparrow. This man thought he was just gonna play chess with this lady every day. One day she just shot him in the face at the end of the movie. So how about this for a motherfucking game? You hear me? Because really a game is a mating thing between a man and a woman in biology called gamete. So who you playing games with? Because ain't nobody playing with you. Like, you know, if we were in that sport you were playing called homosexuality, you hear me? Maybe I would listen, but I'm not a homosexual, you hear me? So why in the fuck you hear me? Are you playing with me? I don't have a product and service for you, you hear me? You don't have a product and service for me. So I said, why would on a hotel, right, with restaurants, strip clubs, liquor stores be filled with 90% of people that don't buy or sell none of this stuff, or even promote it? That are gay cops, you hear me? They got busted over there, crazy girls, got all this shit shut down, you hear me? Hiring homeless damn fools. Like, why would a person that can't read and write want to be around a library? It doesn't make sense, you hear me? So they create those impoverished conditions. So now when crime is going on, like the LA fires, right? Those are like what we call insurance jobs. Oh, my business isn't making any money. Let me just burn my business down and try to make an insurance claim. Oh, let me wreck my car and then try to make an insurance claim, right? Like that dumb shit, right? You hear me? So what had happened was they didn't expect Trump to tell them what they tell them. He said, no, we got the pictures. You pay illegal immigrants to burn your houses down. I'm not giving you shit for none of that. Matter of fact, all funding for the next few years is cut off now. See, the whole creating damsels in distress situations or creating poverty, and then say for instance, right, alleviating people out of poverty is billions of dollars, right? Say for instance, getting people out of poverty is $700 billion. But if we see that you intentionally went out and created poverty, or you went home, you put on some homeless clothes and you laid in the streets, committed some crimes and bribed some people to do it, then bribed some more to show up and like this whole performative, speculative type shit, right? You heard me? Then no, you'll never get funded again. That's the truth about it. That's what they mostly got y'all on camera out here doing. You weren't actually solving nothing. That's the truth about it, right? You hear me? Even like in situations where it's like a park, though nothing is being bought and sold, the main thing to sell the kids is called an education. But you don't see an education basically. They look like they basically teams their damn selves. Because they too busy what? Trying to basically create more poverty and drought where poverty and drought don't exist, and then extra funding. This is the problem, right? You hear me? You cannot create a problem like, I'm going to burn my house down and then call the fire department, get them to put it out, and then I'm going to call my insurance company and make some money off of it. That's called fraud. Right? That's called fraud. They normally give you real jail time for stupid shit like this. So a lot of these women, right, you try to stage a robbery or a burglary or a rape, or you try to stage like you're the one solving poverty, right? And come to find out the very poverty you were supposed to be solving, you created. Like I said, it's a movie with Denzel Washington called Man on Fire. And why I put that song like Don't Save Her on there, right? It's a song called by 3 6 Mafia in the 90s called Don't Save Her, right? What is happening on the movie Man on Fire with Denzel Washington? Remember this little white girl, right? Denzel Washington, he been in the military, I think it's about 15 years or something like that on that joint. And he kind of retired, he was drunk, he can't really flip the bullets and put them in the gun and like, he can, you hear me, but he be a little throwed off when he do it. Now he ended up being basically a babysitter. That's the worst job I think a nigga can have, you hear me, right? A pacifier type nigga. And what had happened was, right, you heard me, they running around town like they need to get the money to save the baby, and the whole time the dad and the parents sold the baby, sent the FBI on a wild goose chase, right, you heard me, all to get some funding. And you gotta understand, like, that's why those M3 visas are for Mexicans and Canadians, because that's the con game they be running together. Right, that's why the H1 visas for Chile and Singapore. That's why they have to distinguish these countries, because y'all normally be caught up in the same scandals. You hear me? That's why they do them like this. Everything is classified like animals on the biology chart. You hear me? Or in the human family, right? What they call the genus, species, phyla, so on and so forth. You have to distinguish people from other people, because certain people have a fucked up behavior that they like to do called fraud. That's what they like to do, commit fraud. And then it's the Man on Fire movie. You heard, oh, look, I got to save the whole time. So a lot of times when you think it's human trafficking going on, it's very much the parents that committed the crime. You gotta understand, there are people that try to fake their death for insurance money, like, and that's some desperate shit to let you know that you so motherfucking lazy. You don't know nothing about the economy, you hear me, that you just spent your whole career committing fraud. And when it's time for you to say for instance, you're a record label executive, you hear me, they say, okay, well, you produce a song. Like they tell Dame and Dash, you and Jay-Z they told Jay-Z and Dame and Dash they gotta separate from each other. Jay-Z was actually talented and he knew business. We came to find, because it was a big thing where people were basically trying to get a loyalty either to Jay-Z or Rockefeller. They said, who we gonna be with? But Jay-Z say he going with Beyonce. Rockefeller say, you know, they gonna do whatever they want to do. It's Dipset, bitch. When they separated those people from each other, they found out, well, wait a minute, that nigga just by himself and his girlfriend is still making millions and billions of dollars. These niggas look like they in all type of scandal on TV. Yeah. Like I said, I've been doing the same hustle in LA for 8 years. A lot of people be trying to show up around me like I can't see the scandals they be up to. I be like, you know how long I've been cutting these same corners through these same blocks through these same neighborhoods. For real, with no problem. Fresh in the motherfucker, just like I am now, you hear me? With no problem, you hear me? Ain't nothing really changed about me, you hear me? I don't really change people do. I know you lying about the shit you say you got going on, you hear me? I know you lying. I've been doing this for a long time. I originally grew up in Memphis, but since I turned 30, you hear me? I'm 38 now, you hear me? For the past 8 years, I've been doing the same shit. So you don't sit around lie to me, right? You hear me? Like all of a sudden you got some shit going on, you don't. I actually been watch this whole city corrode. You hear me? It used to be like some Wizard of Oz that became the Wizard of Fraud type city, right? You hear me? That shit had, like I said, they used to have Hooters here. They used to have these cosmetic places. All of these places, nice. The hotel, the Standard, right? The Standard where a butt-naked lady used to be in the concierge desk, or Hustler, Larry Flint. Like they removed the people. All of this shit got closed because of homosexuals. You hear me? I can't make this shit up. I will watch all these places. Hooters closed because of homosexuals. The cosmetic place on Hollywood. It used to be a club on top of the Japan house, right, where people were partying every day. The homosexuals show up and have it closed. Everywhere they go, the shit get closed. You hear me, right here? And it's sad, you hear me? It was a nice hotel called the Standard. It was a butt-naked lady used to be in the window, right? You hear me? The homosexual showed up there again, and everywhere he go, it ain't just the Bud Light commercial. I can make it the legendary Larry Flint Hustler. They put a homosexual at the desk. The business was closed a year after he died. That motherfucking fast. That lets you know how some people like think they can run my company. Man, listen, truth be told, my company be just like Larry Flint. Without me, ain't no company. Cause you don't know shit. So yeah, I want to sitting there and mess up my case. The way your business structured, that if you ain't there, it ain't no business. I said, I know, cause I am the business. I'm the paperwork. Before the paperwork is on paper, get where it is? Right here in my brain. Before the album, you hear me, is on the record in the beat, get where it is? Right here. See, a loser, he can't do this. He got to figure out how he going to steal. That's why, like I said, that's why LA Film School is going out of business for all that fraud they done committed. See, when motherfuckers say, okay, it's go time, it's the end of the fiscal year, we need y'all to give us the last album, books, and movies, whatever you can, you hear me, before the first. They ain't got an album, book, movie. They can't even do an hour podcast, most of these fake executives they get, you hear me? That's true about it. And like I said, what didn't happen is they done screwed over so many of the people that used to work for them. Ain't nobody finna put no content material and save their ass at this point. You can't get Kanye to do it. He ain't gonna do it. Jay-Z ain't gonna do it. Young Thug to put on the dress for you, he ain't gonna do it. You literally have no artist. And now what it is I'm still doing all the executive shit that like they say, the hip-hop industry is 90% white men as the executive. I make up the small percentage of the black ones that's executives, like the Jiggers and so on and so forth in the trade. But due to the fact that not only I ain't never been gay, you hear me, I ain't never been in a scandal, right, you hear me, I got talent too. So it ain't like okay, say if they went around start kidnapping white women, Asian women, Spanish women. I ain't related to white, Asian, Spanish women nowhere outside the Aboriginal Pharaoh and the Byzantine Empire, but that's just some ancient shit tied into a bloodline of Johnson Murray Graves. But they're just saying reality, so you don't know this. Outside of some hoe I'm fucking, keep in mind, just because you fuck a hoe don't mean y'all dating. She fuck whoever a call girl to fuck whoever call her. In a nutshell. So I think a lot of times, a lot of these men were delusional as if all these hoes I was fucking some type of way they secretly, you hear me, were in business with me, you not. Nigga, hoes are for everybody. Like an OnlyFans bitch, you hear me? Like, nigga, anybody can see the hoe naked, you hear me? Get a hoe some coins as you pop a pussy. She can't get no money out. That's no marriage or consummation. Like, but your mind's so fucked up, right? You hear me? You think all type of crazy shit like that, you hear me? That's how fucked up your brain is. Think about it. But so now, like I said, all of y'all executives, Jay-Z ain't got to rap no more. He already got all this money. But I'm saying other executives, right? They say y'all want funding or for grants and loans in Hollywood from now. I'm telling you, this is what they finna say after they bust all these folks at LA Film School. Make your own album, books, and movies, you hear me, without copyright and infringing nobody else's stuff. You can't do it. They could wait 100 years, not one of you could do it. Now they found out your whole business is even fraud in the entertainment industry. Because it ain't just LA Film School, like I said. A lot of those people that were connected with the film industry out here, you were fraud too. 90% of y'all just sit around and try to steal ideas from black people, not knowing like, what, you think because I'm black, like my business is bigger than your business, right? Hey, I'm big business, you hear me? You're a loser, you hear me? Trying to benefit off some rappers and shit, you hear me? Or some sports players, you hear me? Like, you can't do none of that shit. And what didn't happen is they basically, Jay-Z, Dame Dash, I was like, well, y'all want to compete with Marcavis in executive world, you can't compete. In the courtroom, you can't compete. And then if we had a talent show, you hear me, like on Revenge of the Nerds, I'll blow your ass out the water because you can't rap, you can't sing, you can't dance. You can't do nothing. You can't even fuck because your women they babies out of sperm bank. Yeah, you hear me? Yeah, you kind of like what they call royally fucked, you hear me? Your blood type ain't O positive, so in diabetes talk or sperm bank talk, you can't compete. So we'll blow you out your medical context. Keep in mind, like there's another thing that they used to talk, mental health disease, right? Say for instance, ain't the poverty you created. Mental health disease is a male-female hormone imbalance. Now, if you keep oversaturating the market with men intentionally, so there's less women than men, you can't say, oh, that person, he's sick because, no, he's sick because you made him sick like this. See, some people do have an immune system, right? Say, for instance, right here, yeah. And that's why we get diplomatic immunity, because we know you have to have that immunity from these homosexuals when you're traveling around the world, because they're sick people. Like, they got all these commercials, AIDS, STDs. Where are AIDS, STDs, and HIV coming from? They show you 2 gay people. So everywhere you go, like, people is looking at all of these commercials and AIDS, STDs, then they see the woman with the gay people got AIDS, STDs. What is a person, right, sexually, when he look at these women around here, and ain't nobody in their right mind will want to have sex with them once they see you with a man that's on the AIDS commercial and the STD commercial, or HIV commercial. Like, yeah. Then you get the one that is the shit hereditary. Now it becomes like COVID without the mask though, right? The original disease that we've been living with. So now like for real, quarantine is always a good idea how I look at it. You hear me? I always quarantine and social distance for people. Because for one, I already know they mind sick. Then I know they ain't, so that I don't want, like I said, stupidity is the new COVID. So you have to quarantine from stupid people. And let them look, if they died from the stupidity like the COVID, that's on them. They should have never got sick. But what you can't do is just start forcing yourself around your sick diseased ass around people, because then we have a problem with it. So it ain't really the fact that people is getting deported and defunded. Why you keep bringing your sick ass around healthy people? You know? Like, it's a thing that they say in the Bible. They say they brought Jesus some disease service. Jesus said, take them diseased ass people to your governor and see if he want to heal them. He said, so if you want to have this loser type shit around your governor, why in the fuck would you bring it around me? But you say, I'm the one that can save you. So if you want to bring all of these bums, you hear me, all of these losers, would you have a junkie, you hear me, come sit next to your governor, you hear me, or your mate? No, then why in the fuck would you have it next to me, but you saying I'm the one need to help you? You crazy. I ain't doing shit. It's literally what it's saying in the Bible. That's like a person that own the restaurant you work at, and you just start having weird shit around them. Then you start complaining about why you got fired. You supposed to get fired. I'm gonna tell you something about people that own businesses, whether you like them or not. Nobody really likes their boss or their manager. They can pretty much know what you up to, because it ain't no damn fool just starting no business. They all ain't crazy. Because if business is so easy and you know everything about it, why don't you have one? Have you ever thought about that? I want people to think about something. If business was so easy to do and everybody could do it, why you don't have one? You ever heard the term "man your own business"? Like your guy got a song called "Man My Business." If you know everything in the world, why you don't own the company? Why you work for somebody else? Let's just start there. So right there, that means you shouldn't have shit to say, be around businesses, no way. Because like, say for instance, if you're an employee at Church's Chicken, would you be all in the manager business? You wouldn't. Right, you hear him. So if you ain't in your manager business at Church's Chicken or the GM, or let alone the person that owns franchise it, why you in front of me like nigga, we cool like that, nigga? You don't work for me for one. That's all. So you already in fucking up anyway. That's for one. You gotta find whoever you work for. Right? And if it's a homosexual or a transsexual, sucks to be you. But those are personal decisions that you made as an individual. See, LA Film School is fucked up because they were sending people around people like me. I'm like, nigga, you can't sit around and just listen to my conversation so you can figure out what you gonna run and go tell. That's how they just got fucked over at that school. And now everybody can see you doing it now. Because not only did they get busted, everybody that allowed it to go on, right, you hear me, and seen you doing it. Like, nigga, you stick out like a sore thumb. You ain't got no talent. You ain't doing shit here. You know what the word loitering is? Loitering is a person that's sitting around and ain't got shit going on. Like, littering is basically throwing shit on the ground. The devil is a loiterer. It's L-O-I-T-E-R. This is what the devil do. What they say, the devil just sit around. He ain't got nothing to sell. He ain't buying shit, right? He ain't even doing shit. His whole purpose there is to loiter. Why? Because loiter brings down the value of the property. Loiterers do. That's why people say no loitering at my store, right? A lot of people like they try to come around me. You're loitering. Right? But why? Because you try to bring your broke ass around me like Felicia on Friday, you hear me? Or the crackhead, you hear me? Right? You hear on some junky shit. To fuck up money that's actually being made. That's some sick. Like, watch the movie Friday. We say, man, bye Felicia. You ever hear black people say, bye Felicia, get out of here, Ezel. Why? Because you're a crackhead that's fucking up actual money that's being made. Why are you just right there? You know. So a lot of these men, like, they Felicias out here, right? You hear me? They the Ezel type niggas on Friday. You a whole junkie out here. You see a nigga making some money, got your bust ass over here, you hear me, fucking up what we got going on. Some people allow loitering at their business, right? You hear me? But this is the thing though, right? I ain't hiring no white people, or Asian, Spanish, none of that. I hired 9 musicians for a music group. So if you're a man, you know a music is a woman. Well, what the fuck is you worried about my company? Like I said, minding your own business. They like if I say I'm finna have a beauty pageant and the faggot show up. See, those chemical imbalances in these people's brain around here, right? But like I said, you ain't no bully. It ain't really the fact that I move around when I see you. Jordan move around, like when you watch sports, the NBA, NFL, don't they move around losers? Yeah, obviously, because you in the way. But we still gonna score and make money and fuck bitches. You still gonna look like the loser. Now, if you like embarrassing yourself every day by trying to sit next to me, hey, knock yourself out. Knock yourself out. But it make your race of people look pathetic to the world at large. Like, how you gonna start go on TV and say, I'm the biggest boss in the world. I'm big, I'm a white, I'm big like Chapo or Grant Cardone, nigga. I'm the next Donald Trump. I'm Ban Ki-moon, nigga. I'm Robert T. Kiyosaki. Like, some characters like this, and people be like, man, you ain't no boss in the world. You a buster. You sit around ear hustling for a living, nigga. Your race of people look weak. They like us because we hustle, nigga. You got, like I said, you got no difference between people that loiterers that create drought versus people that actually make money. I make money. I sell books. Then I sell albums. Right? Even now I'm selling a podcast. The loiterer, the drought creator, he sit around and cry because he ain't got no book to sell. He ain't got no album to sell. He couldn't even sell his Buddha hole because the faggots already had it for free. He couldn't even sell his ass. I want you to really think about this. Matter of fact, his game so fucked up. That's why OnlyFans is free or $1 because of loitering. See, when you got these losers around you, right, you lose the element of luxuriousness. The whole luxury lady look shit go out the window when there's suckers around you. You gotta lose. Like, keep in mind, I'm black. I like being in places where I'm barely the only black. You know why? Because now when people try to brag bum ass Spanish niggas or bum ass Asian nigga, white people, like I said, if you read them W.E.B. Du Bois books about Reconstruction, why they were putting homeless people around free men. They were bringing homeless people around free men so it could make being free not look so good to the untrained eye. That's what they were doing it for, the Ku Klux Klan. See, a lot of people say, well, where are these homeless people come? See, let's get past just that's called Ku Klux Klan activity, which are, in fact, the terrorist organization, whether you're aware of it or not. So when you see these people loitering, you don't even realize that that's the Ku Klux Klan the whole time. Because you don't have an education, but if you were educated, you would know that that's what that was. But why did the Ku Klux Klan operate in what's known as the shadow? Because they're scared, because they know if they were actually to say that, just to come out and say, I'm with the Ku Klux Klan, I don't like niggas. I remember my last post, a nigga was like, nigger, and he was walking down in I was at the Galleria, and he was just bloody. He was bleeding everywhere. You hear him? They had beat the brakes off of him. You hear him? While I was talking, he thought he was just gonna sit there. Next thing you know, he was bloody in a beautiful place. See, a lot of people don't really understand. Like I said, I'm a very deadly person. That's the truth about it. You hear me? I wasn't trained to arrest people. I was trained to have people killed. You hear me? So whenever you play with me, don't think you just gonna get into a fist fight or an argument. Be prepared to die. You hear me? When you play with me, that's like I give you fair warning what you're getting yourself into. So, cause I think that what happened with you faggots, you were like, yeah, we just gonna have us a negotiation. I was like, I don't negotiate with you. I am gonna have you killed though. Hey, all your companies defunded, you hear me? That's what I am gonna do. I don't know what the fuck you think I'm doing, you hear me? If you want your head whooped right now, you do that too. And some of them did get smashed right there. They say some people gave a little, some people gave everything, nigga, your life, you hear me? But you gonna come up off that bullshit, you hear me, at the end of the day. Real, like I said, I'm gonna kill you. The military didn't tell me to do nothing. I popped this shit off, you hear me? They just had to step because I decided to step on you, you hear me? I had made my decision up. I said, I'm finna make all these little LGBT people extinct. Yeah, so know the difference between a nigga, I'm the order, I am the Melchizedek nigga from the order. Ain't nobody send me to do nothing. You a sent out, you a robot, you a bitch, nigga, you hear me? I ain't never been a sent out robot bitch. I ain't nigga tell me shit to do. You a bitch. A lot of you niggas are robots. Nigga tell you what to do. You like the bitch on Coming to America. You stand on one leg and bar like a dog, like a bitch too. He tell you to sit there, squat. You a good animal, man. You roll over too on a whole ass nigga. Dick eating ass nigga. A lot of you niggas bitches out here. That's the truth about it. That's why a lot of time when I see people that be sweeping floors and shit at these restaurants, I try not to make fun of you. But then sometimes I be thinking about being realistic too. I be like, how much money are they paying you? You hear me? Act a damn fool in here. $20 an hour? Really? And you sitting next to a nigga that can show you how to make millions of dollars this week, and you gonna play with me, man? Look, hey, fuck all this shit you got going on around here. That's how I'm living now. You hear me? I don't give a fuck about nothing you talking about no more. Honestly, let me get it right. They can give you $20 an hour. You gonna do all types of stupid shit around here. Let me get it right. They give you $20 or $30 an hour. You hear me? You just gonna sit here and just commit treason every day. So this little $180 they done gave you for the 6 hours you work. Around $1 million, billion nigga like myself, and you know I'm worth that type of money. Like my life on the internet, you hear me? And you done brought your bum dusted $30, $40 an hour working, man. You know niggas some junkies, you hear me? Like for real. A lot of you niggas like I said, a lot of you niggas be fucked up in the game like y'all live, truth be told. Cause you niggas don't respect money, you don't respect realness, you don't respect creativity, you don't understand what creative creative space is, aesthetic freedom and creative control. You don't know how to mind your own business for real. Like, so you probably got fucked over the way you did. All your and truth be told, none of the women will ever actually be able to be celebrities because they got your video and you getting slutted out. 90% of the women, they like I said, they got 2 billion OnlyFans profiles. There's 8 billion people on planet Earth. Majority of you hoes and did something strange for a little piece of chain on the camera, but with written consent that you wanted to do it. It's gonna be hard for like man, I'm gonna be honest, like a lot of women, they end up on TV like Amber Heard, they was showing their hoes snorting coke and all that shit. A lot of you hoes, when you try to make yourself play holier than thou and shit, and you playing in your booty hole and all that shit, you hear me, like that, all that shit come back to get you, you hear me? So you sitting there playing holier than thou, and they get to playing your OnlyFans videos like they did with Hunter Biden. They had Hunter Biden with a poopy pipe, you hear me? Some hoes playing in their booty hole, you hear me? It was over with him. In the Joe Biden campaign. And all of y'all adopted that business model. All y'all adopted that dumbass business model. Smoking crystals, snorting drugs, you hear me, playing with hoes in their booty hole. And then look, you think it's funny until they play that shit at a Senate committee hearing, you hear me, a congressional hearing, and it's on TV and the lady got to jump up, okay, just turn it off. Just turn it off. Okay, we get it. Oh. And not because somebody got something, because you could say, well, no, there's a camera they secretly put there. They're like, no, it's your name, your OnlyFans, you created. We go Hunter Biden snorting crystal right here in this hotel. Y'all gotta keep in mind, everything you be doing around here be recorded. I don't never worry about you snitching because I do so many podcasts. They be like, you can say what you want to say. I'm the only person gonna do a post or update about what I got going on today. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. See, that's a lot of you faggots' problem. You think that you can define who I am or what I got going on in life. You can't. Yo, that nigga say like, baby kids, nigga, we was your kids, we'll take care of that business ourselves. Ain't nothing you gonna tell them for that I ain't already told. Like I seen one nigga one time, that's him, that's the drug dealer nigga, that's the pimp player nigga. Like they already know that. Who you are? Look, Mr. President, look, FBI people. Like, yeah, you do know weed is legal and OnlyFans is legal and shit now, don't you? Oh. He was talking about killing people. They said, you know that's his job. He was talking about locking up the president. That's his job, yeah. Cause now you made a fool of yourself, right? You made a fool of yourself. Now you around looking crazy. But it ain't your job though. You hear me? This the whole man. This where the man your business part come in. But it ain't your job. So it's treason that nigga. So now since you know all this, now you know what type of authority I got when I tell you folks destroy your ass. You hear me? You know why? You hear me? Because you don't have no reason why you were doing all that red ass shit in the first place. Like what were you hoping to prove? You ever see a parent tell a kid, what the fuck was you trying to prove doing this shit? What were you looking to gain from it? Create drought, poverty like Satan do, you hear me? You satanic bastard, you hear me? You evil piece of shit. You scumbag. Yeah, you deserve to get kicked the fuck out the country, deported, you hear me? All that shit defunded. They probably be torching your ass somewhere, you hear me? They're gonna Guantanamo Bay or at the Alcatraz. That was supposed to happen, you hear me? Why the fuck was you just going around making people, like I said, there's 2 dynasties in Egypt called the Song Dynasty and the Sad Dynasty. Why were you going out trying to make people sad every day? What was the logic behind that shit? Why were you waking up every day trying to deceive people, telling people you a woman and you a man? What were you hoping to accomplish by doing that? What were the women that assisted you in doing that shit hoping to accomplish? Create poverty. But you gotta understand, they created that poverty specifically for black people. Here's the problem. When they ran into me, they realized, I was like, I ain't gonna never listen to you. 100 years could go by. If you don't do nothing that I do or got nothing to do with the business I'm in, I still think like a pimp or a trap nigga, you hear me? Like, you don't buy none of the books and albums I'm selling. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna talk to you about. You obviously worship the devil, you hear me? So I can't talk to you about the Bible. Just off your behavior. You don't have an education, so there's no internet. And due to the fact that my mind been groomed since a kid to only talk to people that got something to do with what I got going on, you hear me, or who I'm currently in business with. The reason your business will always fail every day and mine gonna succeed every day is because I'm minding my business selling products and services. You sitting around, that's the rich dad, poor dad, what they were talking about, rich mom, poor mom. Two people can be close to each other in the same spots at the same time, male or female, yet one can be making all the money and the other one could be suffering out here, you hear me? And it's because of way of thinking, you hear me? See, some people, you wake up in the morning, you trying to deceive somebody, mislead people every day, and the only person that end up getting deceived and misled is your ass. Meanwhile, the other person that got gold, they got schedules, they are making investments like me. I'm investing in real estate, I'm investing in stock and bond, I'm investing in the music industry, I'm at the veteran benefits, these type of benefits, these resources, doing charity work here, this, that, and the third, right here, ministry work, preaching, so right here. So these are all what are you doing every day? This is the rich dad, poor dad theory, right? You hear me? Or the rich mom, poor mom. You sitting around just looking stupid for 24 hours. Wherever money being made. Now, as this person, like, let's deal with the agriculture company. They're like a person that done planted seeds every day. So I planted a real estate seed. I planted a stock and bond seed. You ain't planted not one seed yet. What money man, yo, I'm currently scoring. I'm in the school, I'm picking up money. I'm at the church picking up money. I'm in the real estate company picking up money. And I done put money in the music industry. I'm putting money. I don't give a fuck if I spend money on hoes. That's an asset. If I buy a bitch, I bought an asset, nigga. You hear me? I don't give a fuck what it is. And so I done planted all these seeds like Johnny Appleseed around them motherfuckers. Now when you start to see, they're like, man, why this nigga keep getting money, man? And it's stressing you out. Cause you ain't never realized it. The whole time you was just watching me make money, plant seeds, and you literally ain't did shit. That's like a nigga watching a nigga at the dice game, right? I'm at the dice game, nigga. I'm at the slot machine. Now nigga, you can watch all day, but the day I hit the jackpot, you don't score shit. And nobody in their right mind would think so. But you ain't doing shit. All you do is just sit there with the same stupid ass look on your face. You hear me? I'm like, nigga, that's the rich dad, poor dad theory in a nutshell. That's what he was saying. That two people, whether they could be family members, brothers, whatever, two women can be in the same place at the same time, but yet both of them have different financial, economic opportunities. Why? Because one person is actually making an investment, the other person is pretending. Right? We know Chris Tucker look good on them movies, Money Talk, but we know that nigga ain't got no. If he had motherfucking all them diamonds on Money Talk, nigga, that nigga wouldn't be $20 million in debt with the IRS. So that's a movie, and what a lot of time right now, they ain't no shade on him. I love dude. If I could get him out of it, I would. I can't do it the way I do it through my taxes. That's a joint venture between man and woman. But if I could show him how to get a new movie, it generates some money to get out there 20 million. I think him and Wesley like about 20, 40 million, right? You hear me? Pay that money, man. You hear me? But it's hard for them to pay that money when the drought has been created, right? You hear me? Cause I mean, there was a time they could probably get 20 million in a movie, but they can't. But remember, a lot of them lose their flavor when they eat this forbidden fruit. There's a thing out there called the forbidden fruit in anthropology called homosexuality. A lot of men ate that forbidden fruit. A lot of women. Keep in mind, Eve, see, y'all don't get it right. Eve was never affected by the forbidden fruit. Remember, she had ate the forbidden fruit. She was still popping. It's the man, you hear me, that got the fall for it. Because a woman can fuck a homosexual, her mind will just be fucked up. But the nigga that's actually the boss, he still ain't fucked up. Her mind will just be fucked up. But Adam will still be the cultivator of the garden. Does that make sense? God can get you another bitch. But once a hoe fucking a homosexual, she don't lose her manhood. But if a man fuck another man, he done lost something now. He lost everything now. It's like, you ever see them movies like Minority Report? The oracle supposed to stay a virgin, but if somebody ever have sex with her, she lose her magic power. Y'all ever seen that shit? Like it's movie with Tom Cruise, they got these oracles and shit, like these Vestal virgins or these oracles of Delphi. These women who do what they call it remote viewing, like or they think like a child. He know what shit is, even if he ain't there. Once you have sex, it's more than a sexually transmitted disease with a loser, damn fool. You lose your magic power. That's true, bro. You lose that psychic connection with the world. That's gone. That's gone now. See, it don't affect the woman because she a woman. Her fucking a faggot, he's still a faggot. But when you mix men with men, you hear me, they call that what they call sodomized or Sodom and Gomorrah. And a lot of time they get you. Remember, it's just like the golden child. They were trying to pedophile the golden child, that little Chinese boy, like the one that smoked cigarettes on YouTube, but they had to get him to agree to it. So they were trying to create poverty. See, that's what the homosexual do, just like on the movie Golden Child. They were like just surround them with wickedness, keep number poverty. Like that's target. They had to find specific little location, places where they could just sit there and just be faggots and do weird shit. So one day, right, he could do something that they could defile him, right? And if they could defile him, but he had to defile himself because he's holy and he's spiritual. And that's how they vampire a lot of these faggots and these homosexual terrorists, illegal immigrants and shit. That's how they get these kids out here. They try to keep bringing homeless people and shit around. That's how they start. Before they start kidnapping. Like the Golden Child, nigga, you hear me? They bring homeless people around. They start getting the kid to accept looking at poverty and talking about shit that don't make no money. And when the kid finally just accept his fate, you hear me? Then they go in, you hear me, for the kill. And they sick like this. But see, sometimes, like I think a lot of these faggots, what they say, you can't rob a robber and you can't kill a killer. They had never met somebody that they want to. See, white people don't like black people that'll kill them, you hear me? They like one that'll, play with them and horseplay. They don't like niggas that just hey, I want this nigga killed. Like, look at Luciano does show, hey, man, if you don't get that man away from me, I'm finna do him, you hear me? Like, for real, you hear me? And a lot of times, like, that's how you gotta be. Like, niggas think, when they say the price of freedom ain't free, that's true. You got damn that mind free. You gotta kill these people, you hear me, if you wanna be free. I heard that's true, but that's what they know about me. About all this shit. I don't care about no air hustle. I don't give a fuck who you is. I whooped Navy soldier ass, and when I was in the military, all this shit. I don't give a fuck what you think you is. I will fuck you up, you hear me? I don't care about none of that. Because truth always gonna prevail. I David nigga laugh and shoot that nigga in the face, you hear me? Real talk, like I ain't never had a history of being a buff out here, you hear me? I ain't got no problem knocking nigga ass off, you hear me? And that's how you gotta be with these people. Cause they be having two choices. Either stay away from you because they know they ain't got no business or product or service for you. That's true about it. Right, you hear me? Like for real. And if you did, you hear me, then you will be in business. But we see what you do for a living. You're a stalker, a pedophile, a rapist. And right, and see what, and a lot of times what been to happen is, like I said, they done had some success with these children by bringing evil around these children and getting these children to succumb to that homosexuality, right? You hear me? They've had some of their success, like in the Golden Child, with some of these rappers and some of these sports players. They were dumb enough to fall for it. But it's hard for you to do it on a person that's an actual street person and real soul. Like a lot of people, I'm like, have you ever even seen a real military soldier before? You ever seen a movie Major Payne? Nigga, military soldier, crazy as hell, you hear me? I'm probably the calmest one, you know? I'm like the Casper all the defender ghost, you hear me? That's true, but military soldier, crazy motherfucker. Hey, boy, I'm gonna be waking up with nothing. I'm getting crazy as hell, you know? I know they is. But they down for a righteous cause though. I know ain't none of these niggas ain't soldiers, ain't nothing soldier about them. I ain't never seen no soldiers just sitting around listening to other people's conversations and shit. It's just certain shit, like drug dealers and pimps. It's just certain shit I know that you ain't. I know that's devil, Ku Klux Klan and shit, you hear me? Because I've been in this shit for so long, I know what that is. You can't say, like, even now I'm in the military, I know what people that in the FBI, CIA, what they do when they ain't at work. Even man, alright? Think about it, you hear me? It's moving like the peacemaker and shit, you hear me? They in crisis, you hear me? The military people, the first people they talk to. So I wouldn't you gonna always encounter those type of people. You know about jealous ass little boy that work at police department. Military, you gonna run across all type of people and all jobs in the world at some point. So I know there ain't no damn soldiers, you hear me? There ain't no secret agents, none of that shit. Y'all watch these movies and believe stupid shit like that, you hear me? There ain't none of that shit. These are Ku Klux Klan people. Ain't no soldiers sitting around buying up homeless people, you hear me, creating poverty, you hear me? Them niggas, they might buy a bird, an expensive bird, or a car they can't afford, you hear me, before they sit around, you hear me, and hire some homeless people, you hear me, to make people business bankrupt. They got better shit to do with their money, so I know you ain't none of that. You're a criminal. Trying to blend in, like you know, like I said, I think when they put them uniforms on in these movies, trying to blend in, they get enrolled, they get to acting. I'm like, dude, you can't really pretend to be a soldier around one that's actually a soldier. Does it make sense? They're like a person that actually know real estate. Somebody like, yeah, I'm finna really do it big in the real estate game, man. I'm finna really get something going. They be like, how you gonna do it? Like, nah, that ain't how real estate work. I hope ain't nobody listening to you and believing you when you said that shit. You hear me? You say real estate work like what again? Stock and bonds work like what? Scaling is what? Extrapolate. Like, keep in mind, a lot of times, like, even a lot of women, I be like, man, at some point, y'all don't stop saying that scaling word, man, the Federal Trade Commission gonna start locking y'all ass up. Right now, they just like to see a whole, it kind of like watching the kids, you hear me, taking baby steps, but there's something, they gonna fuck around and bust your ass, because that's fraud, you hear me? That ain't what the fuck. See, sometimes we have a tough time distinguishing when you're doing your OnlyFans and when you're doing your podcast. But I be like, at some point, we're gonna like, wait a minute. Because it's not you doing it because somebody sent you. You like a robot too. So the person that bought all your vibes on your OnlyFans and your bundles and shit, they told you to go on and pretend to be a person that's scaling so y'all could both get a split off some money talking about the economy. Then you ain't, where you took a macroeconomic class or a financial literacy course about assets, liability. If you knew something, I'm gonna be honest with you, a person that actually knows business wouldn't even commit a crime. That's true, brother. I'm gonna tell you, you know how people say, man, the most powerful form of having anything in the world is education. I'm gonna tell you what. If you actually knew business, like I'm sure, like for me, right, I own a business. Cause I was fucking with the young nigga, right? And I was fucking with him. I said, you see this young nigga? I showed him a black card. He was like, okay, right here. And I'm like, do you know how I can do this, a card like this? You hear me? I said, do you even know what you gotta have to even get one of them motherfuckers? You hear me? I said, that mean, for one, whenever I feel like I can go to the bank, ask for $15-20 million, you hear me? Just right there on the spot and having it deposit 24-48 hours. That's the truth, but I said, that's the power of having something like that. So a person that like me that actually know about money, that whenever I really actually feel like, you hear me, I can literally get up, ask for $15-20 million, or about me even owning the business, you hear me, I can go ask for the billions of dollars that be available for whenever I feel like it. That's true about it. So a person that actually own a business and know business, you hear me, know how to write the proposal and do the paperwork, they wouldn't be never interested in committing a crime. It wouldn't make sense to them. Like, why would I commit a crime? Like, that ain't, what the fuck are you talking about? And I can easily get up right now. I'm like, nigga, how you think? I got $100,000 chain on, you hear me? A couple $1,000 Switzerland, you hear me? I said, man, hey, and people ain't really, I said, Grant Cardone said this himself. He said, you think if I'm a billionaire, I would be talking to a person that got less than me or more than me, and I'm asking them for help? And he was basically like, you hear me, keep in mind, Floyd Mayweather paid this man. Snoop Dogg paid this man. This man was trying to pay me. What is the relationship? What is the difference? You hear me? We ain't on the same shit. Like I said, even though, like, you hear me, like I said, that injunction you trying to attach yourself to. BMF didn't make it. Craig Pettis didn't make it. But the injunction, that's my court case. From those cases, keep in mind, we all had the same court dates, you hear me? With the same judge, you hear me? That's how you know, you hear me? You're an idiot. But what happens is, in life sometimes, you might want to start talking about shit that ain't got nothing to do with the truth. And you end up on the news. I end up at the United Nations in the Civil Society called Fly America, and still doing it. See, I still, yeah, I'm the fake, that me, I'm the chip nigga, yeah, that me. You can make up a fake character and put him on the news all you want to, but the court record speak for itself. I tell you, you can Google me. My life ain't really hidden. I ain't got to seal my record. Forget. It's the truth. Now, you know, when me and all these people got the same court date, but the outcomes are totally different. So now when you like, well, you trying to legalize marijuana, you wonder where OnlyFans coming from. You wonder what these programs, what we call these underground railroad stations. I put all this shit together because now when they trace it back to the origin, it's traced back to all of those federal cases when no men caught those RICO acts. You hear me? And the only person that got an injunction is say Marcavius Jones. I around looking crazy. You thought it was just a text that. I said, how you think I got it? And now you hear me. The men that you listen to, you hear me. Those the ones that did 10, 15, 20 years. Some of them just getting out. Some of them still in there. I ain't do a day, you hear me. And now you realize what you're going up against. And not the fact, and listen, that's why I say they don't say nothing about me, because they the ones that sold out. I didn't sell out. I found what they call an injunction, the interpleader. It's the sword and the stone story. Nobody had ever been able to do it, ever in history. So now you got two choices. You side with me, the person that actually got free on the case, so you go play them little BMF games, those El Chapo games, those those life sentence games. They can't get off on it. You have to be a king in the red light district, you hear me? In the Peace Palace, I just told you, hear me, to get what they call Bumpy Johnson, no prohibition. Hey, those things are prohibited for people, you hear me, that ain't me. I can do it. Now my family member friend, me in particular, me, 7-11, MJ, me, I can do it. I want now, so that's why I said about 9 months, that from when I had studied, if a situation like this was to arise, that just like a woman take 9 months to have a baby, some of these men, it'll take them about 10, 20 years to figure it out at the rate they going, right, you hear me? And I ain't really got time to figure it out. I'm gonna just collect my money, because I ain't really gonna do that jazz poetry special, because he caught in too many scandals, Langston Hughes. I didn't know that. But it was a great idea, right, the Miles Davis stuff. But I got other albums and stuff. I still be saucing up and swagging like I do all throughout, the Hanukkahs and John Maccabee's holiday season type shit. I guess I do a lot of holiday season shit. That's about it. Yeah, so for the most part, that's what I'll be doing, just swagging, right here. But I just, I was like, cause maybe they ain't making this clear to you just yet, right? Like the Supreme Court saying these Roe vs. Wade with these same shit, all that shit was bad for business. They ain't got to study the shit, you hear me? It's called the Economics of Darwin Bragg Price, 5,000 years of documentation, 200 countries, what we call Forex today, $1 trillion industry. It's not really a visa that you paying $1,500 for or $100,000 for. Those are marriage contracts majority of the time. Joint ventures with somebody that's legally supposed to be here as your caretaker to a certain degree. You came over here needing a caretaker, pretending to be a caretaker, and got caught in the scandal with some people that been running caretaker schemes, you hear me, and getting life sentences, and everybody fucked up and looking for scapegoats forever, you hear me? I'm telling you, I'm the only person that actually got an injunction on file. How you know? Put Marcavia Johnson, Federal Court 2013. The injunction gonna pop right up on the screen. Woo! Gonna pop right up on that. Why? Ain't gonna say nothing to do with no rat shit, faggot shit, nothing. Them all gonna say the Moorish Empire, the Treaty of Peace and Friendship, so the Treaty of Death, all the shit gonna be right there on the paperwork, you hear me? Now at that time the judge was saying no, but the United Nations picked up the case from the feds and took me out of there and gave me the tax status, you hear me? That's why you had all the shit going on there. So what happened? Everybody else that was ratting and snitching, you hear me? All them niggas in them charges, getting them life sentences and shit, you hear me? They separated them from me. That's what the injunction in the pleader does. It sets you aside and put me with the people of God. You're going to literally see that, children of Israel. You're going to see all the shit on the paperwork. You hear me? You're going to be like, oh, okay, but there's another option. That's why I say I'm going to wait 9 months to see how it work out for you. You hear me? Right, you hear me? Call all the people that's going to jail for the same shit they've been going to jail for and people before them. You hear me? For fraud. Tax fraud. Is Melchizedek a fraud? No, he the actual tax collector himself. And how many people is it? One person. And Jesus said normally that tax collector guy with him who? Prostitutes. So you understand agriculture, commerce, hoes and husbandmen and vineyard men and whatever that shit is. Remember that shit back. A pastor is really not a person that preaches. That's a person that understands how crops grow in the earth. Like I said, you're around people that don't even plant seeds. I'm talking about literally, not even physically like in the ground or in women's body. You hear me? They don't have nothing to do with production stages. Don't even give a fuck. And you take advice from them. That's not a good decision to make. But I just wanted to really just, so a lot of y'all, right, you around there, oh man, he done put them folks on me, man. No, I didn't, fool. That's a, what you call a federal interpleader injunction. What you attach yourself to is a RICO Act case, you hear me, from what's wrong in the BMF era, those Craig Pettis eras, right, you hear me, when these people start snitching on each other, and I went in there and told them folks I was the Pharaoh, you hear me, descendant of the people of the Moorish Empire. I'm trying to tell you, at the time when these men were wearing these fezes in their head in court, talking about status determined jurisdiction and all this old crap. Keep in mind, my niggas don't know all this shit, but they know that status came with a military version, service, and also, right, came with a gun and these benefits called 13, 14, 15. Remember, W.B. Du Bois, it would tell you all this shit at Harvard. That's why Harvard is defunded, because they still lying about the books that they have from their school. They said, because Harvard couldn't have got it wrong, because the very man that wrote out the way the program operates is called W.B. Du Bois. He went to Harvard. That's where he published all his books at. So they say, you didn't get that wrong intentionally. You intentionally tried to defraud black people, because the very school that got all the books on it, they know a nigga wrote it. And even though W.B. Du Bois wrote the books, guess who he had to pay? Bumpy Johnson. The actual boss, WB Du Bois, is educated and articulate, but Bumpy Johnson, the actual boss here. Like, you know, like they say, Luciano knows some shit, but Maya Lansky actually do the paperwork. That's why he went to one in jail. Does this make sense? Maya Lansky, the smart motherfucker, he ain't in jail. They say they kill the soldiers and keep the scientists. Not saying the scientists ain't the soldiers, you hear me? But just, you know, that. Because everybody ain't a grunt, quote unquote. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to really just really let you know. Macroeconomics, microeconomics, right? You hear me? And I said, maybe it might take 9 months for you to get there, right? You hear me? Like, for real, for real. Some of y'all, like, for real. Y'all being what they call the Bolsheviks in Russia. You a bunch of employees who thought you were the boss. You had lost your damn mind on some communist shit, talking about because you live here, you the reason the grass grow. Nigga, please. Yeah, damn lie. It's called photosynthesis, general theory of relativity. You ain't got shit to do with it. You the reason it's stuck at 0 point energy and not, you hear me, gaining momentum or compounding interest. You hear me, like they say it need to in the bank. Because you in the way fucking shit up with this random Brownian motion shit instead of Fibonacci sequences. You hear me? See, I already know all this scientific shit. Like I said, I ain't never known that white people made more money than black people or were smarter than them. I ain't never heard that shit before. Those are foreign concepts to me, you hear me? And still is, even to this day. And I proved it, you hear me? I outmatch you in talent, law, business, banking, everything. Like I said, a person that actually owns a business would never commit a crime. Because when you own businesses, you know you can get up. Any business owner knows that. I can get up when I feel like pick up 10, 15, $20 million legally. Like, I ain't the one defunded. You are. Ain't nothing wrong with my taxes, W-8s, W-9s, EIN, and nothing else. Your shit fucked up. Mine's ain't. That's why you got them crazy ass looks on your face. But to the younger generation, the reason y'all don't understand it because y'all don't even own the business. It's a reason the business owner can sit. Like I said, if you wanted to start a mall, a bank, a movie theater, you have those $40 million, $80 million for a brick being laid. You already had that money. You can build a club. You had the money here for anything in there before you hire anybody, anything. All it is a business plan, a market plan. And because they know a genius write it up, I was like, yeah. Like, even in law, right, you hear me? Even when you win a court case, it's just paperwork that you go file. A lot of y'all be having court cases, like I said, what's stopping you from writing some shit on the paper, filing it yourself? Because you're not really educated as you thought you were. And what happens is, in real tests, you hear me, in trials and tribulations, you hear me, we find out you ain't really know none of that shit. You been committing fraud out here, you hear me? And that's why we know, because a real person that owns a business ain't never stressed out. Even if he didn't make it in the rap game. Does it make sense? Like a person, like, you know, a person that get retirement benefits, they don't give a fuck, you hear me, what's going on. They know they're gonna get paid forever anyway. A treasury like a beehive, you hear me, that motherfucker forever. That motherfucker ain't going nowhere. That motherfucker, the treasury been around since the earth was born in Genesis. It's where it was a cosmic egg, you hear me? What came first, chicken? That motherfucker ain't going nowhere. It's more like a beehive on an anthill, you hear me? Because the country and nations got the ebb and flow anyway. It ain't just hustling flow. They gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna get money regardless because people know I'm responsible for why they getting money. See, you never heard a person say, make yourself useful, make yourself valuable. People know, like I said, I already have 100 friends that were billionaires and a billion friends. You hear me? I couldn't get $100 from. People know that. People know who's responsible for why they don't be in trouble or why they money still be coming their way. I be like, you, like, come on. I be like, you always be seeing what I be having going on around me, you hear me? Like, I be like, people who be calling me on the phone when you hear me or trying to get in contact with me, I don't really be saying nothing. But I'm like, cause when you own a business, like what would you do if you knew you could wake up in the morning and request $15, $20 million, you hear me, see what happened in a day or two? When you living this right? Or when you know, okay, like I said, every week new grants come out. Every week something new come out. If you know the idea to solve the problem, they'll pay you. All this money is always made. I'm already aware of this, you hear me, for real. I just be sitting like this here because I wanted to make sure all y'all were defunded, you hear me, and fucked over, you hear me. So when I actually do go to work and just start picking up a couple million here, a couple billion there, a couple more 100,000 there, start doing this, doing that, I'm going to make sure ain't none of you motherfuckers able to be in the way. Because I'm going to already prove that if I was just to sit back and just allow you to operate, that you would create poverty in the world. So that's why I had to take it over. And that was the whole point. Does it make sense? Did anyone understand? Think about it. You always don't really own your business, and see, that's why a lot of people that own businesses really sick, because they know that, because a lot of them, that's why they went fucked up about really getting their business going. See, now the ones that got business going, they trying to get some business going. Now they trying to scale and extrapolate the shit you lying about that you know how to do, because now you do need to make you a commercial or a jingle or a move or something to promote your business now, because now they got to actually make some money. Versus at first, a lot of times, the reason why you see a lot of these companies, they look like fronts, because like motherfucker, you might took out $20 million to start to build a business, but only spent $2 to get it done. That's $18 million in your pocket. What you doing the rest of the year? Nothing, chilling. But now they done froze all that shit, you heard me, and took all that shit back, you around looking crazy. See, I understand, I ain't no damn fool. That's the shit you ain't telling the people, because they don't know how to own no business. And I know you women, you a business owner on paper. You don't know shit about business, because if you did, you hear me, when you wouldn't say the crazy shit come out your mouth, you hear me. That's how I know you don't know it. I'm so good at business, I can show people how to get business, but the part about it is, the reason why so much defunding was going on, just like the LA film school shit. I was like, man, student loan check don't come out after you in school, it come out before you go to school, because you got to already have the money and situated so you can focus on your schoolwork, because you could be going through something. That's how they knew it was fraud. It's already fraud. There's no way you can win in that case. Because anybody, there's like thousands of universities in the United States. Everybody that went to school, you hear me, in the world know this. Yeah, it's fraud. That's over with. They fucked. There ain't nothing you could do to get out of it. You hear me? Anybody goes, oh, wait a minute. No, financial aid money come out weeks before school even start. What do you mean? Oh, they gave it to them after the... Oh, yeah, that's fraud. That's fraud. That's fraud. You can't even get out of it. And right about now, they just looking for people that they even agree with. Man, they finna send your ass up the river. You hear me? You fucked. Oh, there's no lawyer on planet Earth that could say otherwise. The only thing they gonna say is, oh, you did what? Oh, yeah, so what we're gonna try to do is, we're gonna try to get you at least about 40 years, and then 40 years into 20 years, because they talking about giving you death row. That's the only thing the lawyer, you're gonna be talking to a lawyer about at this point in the game when you commit a crime like that, because everybody went to college at some point in life, they already know that. You ain't gonna be able to swindle yourself out of that motherfucker, you hear me? College money is paid weeks before school happens. And then when it's big money like that, when the school be like almost 80-some thousand and shit, you heard me? You playing with 150,000 or 200,000, and then this big beautiful bill, this is new money. So now they just stole from Trump again. So that's why, really, it ain't really the fact that Trump really turned the visas from 1,500 to 100,000. He thinking like, I just put the big beautiful bill together. That was the new student loans. The student loans went up to $150,000 to $200,000 to cover school, and you was still in that too. And he said, yeah, I'm finna fuck y'all folks up, y'all through. Because now it all ties in. The film industry, the church, the veteran affairs, you hear me, the homeless people, the abortion crisis, and you prostitute Babylon, Jezebel ass bitches, you hear me. Stealing money that belong to niggas, you hear me, for real, and smiling in our face, you hear me. What they say, the handshake ain't matching your smile. They smile in your face all the time. They want to take your place. They backstabbers, you hear me. Judy bitches, I'd have never, that's why I'm fuck all this. Yeah, but you busted on that. You might well start determining how much time you finna do and try to avoid the death penalty at this point. You hear me? Because it's impossible for you to shake that charge. That's impossible. Go ahead and start getting that money together, you hear me? Because you won't shake that one. I'ma just be honest with you. That's one you ain't gonna shake. You fucked on that one. That's over with. But what it did also, it make everything make sense. Say, damn, I see why the church was scamming in Texas and the veteran in third places. Yup, all because of homosexuality. You so said it, chill. But for order for crime to be committed, poverty, who created the poverty? They're going to say, who was the person that made them do all this shit? They're going to say, some people talking about diversity. They say, the only thing you can diversify is a stock and bond portfolio. You can't diversify human behavior. You can biodiversity of human behavior, which is breed, but you can't diversify it. It's impossible. Anybody with common sense know that. And it literally said on the paper for the money, for the grant and the loan. It's, like I said, a person that actually owns a business is not interested in committing crime, because that's why I said for rappers, really, that's how I started thinking that the rappers and a lot of these ball players, I said, y'all must ain't got much money y'all say y'all did, because a person with that much money, like me, you're hearing people like, man, chill, how you gonna have all that money, all that shit going on, limited accounts, you so calm? I be like, You must ain't never had this type. If you could have actually, like, say, I look at my car account, that motherfucker say unlimited. You hear me? That shit. I can just bullshit and hop on the bus for fun then. If that's the case, shit, you hear me? Just for fun. I don't ride around. Matter of fact, I don't like motherfuckers drive me around like I'm Batman and these chauffeur nowhere. Fuck I look like. Truth be told, you hear me? I'm not chauffeur service, but I do. I got unlimited chauffeurs, all that type of shit, you hear me? But that ain't even the point, right? You hear me? The point is this here, right here. When you a business owner, you know all the shit you can do. Grants, loans, insurance, whatever the case may be, right? You hear me? Wheels, trust estate, stocks and bonds, real estate, whatever, entertainment, whatever you invest in, right? Rich dad, poor dad. But keep in mind, the other guy that was trying to compete or the other girl that tried to compete, they never do nothing every day. Keep in mind, I see niggas in the gym like this every day. Nigga, I work out every day. I'm walking around with 20, 40 pounds, you hear me, in my hand, nigga, mobbing, nigga, right? You hear me? Who getting more exercise? You or me? Who in better shape, nigga? And I can cut a backflip, you hear me? You don't even realize I exercise more than anybody every day. Non-stop. See, I learned like sexercising, right? You hear me? What they call exercise. Even sometimes having sex with a woman, 100 pumps, like on Kama Sutra 101 sex position and 6-4 is better than doing 100 push-ups. You can probably pump a bitch like this 100 times and not really break a sweat and willing to do 100 more. If you do 100 of these, at some point you're like, God damn, whew, I need some water. You hear me? Right here. Crunches, right? You hear me? If you let her, like, you gotta understand what I'm saying. You hear me? Right here. God made life simple. You overcomplicate shit. Like I said, yoga is a sex art. You hear me? It's not a stretching class. That's why that shit being labeled fraud nowadays. Then you ask me, who wrote the yoga book? Then see the word nigga on there. Oh, nigga vinyasa. You don't even want to tell people that do it. Oh, we with the Indian Aryan nation. Who is the god of the Indian Aryan nation? The Naga, the nigga. You don't even want, like, I don't, like I said, I used to tell nigga, I said, man, if you believe that bullshit you were talking about, I would believe. I know you don't even believe, but I know it better than you. What they call, what W. Boy call them carpetbaggers and scallywags. Scallywags and carpetbaggers, you hear me? Bitch walking around with a magic carpet in her backpack like, bitch, you know about that shit. I know what that is. And you still ain't even getting that right. Carpetbagger. That should be kind of funny sometimes, though, for the most part. I ain't really thinking about that. But like I said, though, the reason, like 9 months, like I said, 9 months. Now, if you can do your own in a pleader, but I'm telling you what I went in there and told them for to get it done, why I get it, you hear me? I ain't know what the text status. They matched my blood type, which algorithm, keep in mind, like I said, they had these law schools back in the day, about over 15 years ago. They were teaching people that stuff. Like, but they knew that they could. Remember on the movie Aladdin? His uncle knew the shit, but he just couldn't do the shit. Anybody ever seen the movie Aladdin? Aladdin is like a nigga, he a thief. Or what you hear me? He like a thief and shit, you hear me? But his uncle knew that he was supposed to be the boss, but his uncle just knew it, but he couldn't do it. That's how the shit was. They was just selling the law courses, those status correction courses. They knew they couldn't do it. They just knew the procedures. That's what they, in their little society fraternity, that's the roadblock they had ran into. They had learned the shit, finessed this shit, you hear me? Got the paperwork, documents read, and it was like, bro, you hear me, to them niggas at the end of the day, because they were like, well, your name ain't this, and your birthday ain't this, so how you gonna get that status? And then if you want that status, you gotta have military veteran service, and then you gotta have that, like, for real. I'm telling you, Sword of Songs type story, you hear me, type of loops you had to jump through to get the motherfucker. Then WB the boy got Johnson, Murray, Graham. I'm trying to tell you all the shit that was on there, you hear me? And what had happened was, because keep in mind, like I said, I was getting paid for the shit, you hear me, because for, like, to help niggas research it. And I said, hey, man, you know what? It's like 7-11. I said, that's my birthday. It's a Mark John, nigga, and Mary Gray. And whoa. I said, shit, you hear me? They might well get that. Then I filed the interplead. I'm trying to tell you how I done it, you hear me? And I won. Like I said, I'm probably the only person in the 21st century, maybe even the 20th century, that win a petition for a writ of habeas corpus. They say it's a 1% chance of winning. I won. Even on the writ of mandamus, that's even more different, because then you had to already been there. They say it's a 99% chance that I would have won. You hear me? So if I had a 1% chance or a 99% chance, you hear me, I would have won. At the end of the day, you hear me? My God been good to me, man. That's all I got to say. Love, peace, and her crease. Young Chip the Great. My name, whole way 213-278-4469. We still gonna do Pharaoh tree in this stores, not land the milk and honey in stores, now, man. You hear me? I'm just right now collecting my money. tax collecting and prostitute got a better chance to enter the kingdom of heaven before you do. Like Jesus Christ said, remember Melchizedek and Jesus, two different people. Archippus Ministry, chip at the pyramid, fourth dynasty, so on and so forth. I'm gonna work on all the movies after Trump's birthday, June 14th. Zodiac said take 9 months for these women to birth a new conscience. I'm just trying to save you some time. There is no injunction. That it doesn't exist, right? You're like unless a white Jesus Christ show up and do it. The black version that could have done. Remember they said Jesus didn't even do it. Only the Melchizedek type of nigga actually did the interpleader like what they talking about. You hear me? And got his money while he was still living. You obviously I got all this shit going on. You hear me? I'm very much live. You hear me? I'm gonna be honest with you. And you want to get technical with it. My David Johnson, federal court, 2013, you gonna see it. And guess what? Me and them people, after BMF, they came out the Craig Pit, you gonna see we had the same court date. And on that day, you hear me? They went their way, I went mine, you hear me? Not because, and you gonna see what I said. You can't even see their record, what they said, because they was snitching on each other. But you can literally see my record on the internet. You gonna say my case, you hear me? Say he with the Pharaoh, you hear me? He with the Moorish empires, and treated a piece of friendship that's been done like this, you hear me, since the beginning of time. What they call the real John Goddard story, the John Maccabee treated piece of friendship in canonical law code of ethics, business professor code of ethics. I know what I was talking about. What they call Hanukkah. You in there playing the blame game. And you still snitching even to this day, and it's sad. I'm like, I ain't gonna never get caught in it, cause I know what I said, you. They had nothing to do with nobody I knew or no bitch I know. But that's how, like I said, y'all had these Roe vs. Wade man sitting. Your rights don't come from Roe vs. Wade, 19th Amendment women, right? They come from somebody else's situation. The homosexual taught you that. Your Snoop Dogg beat his case and O.J. Simpson beat their case. You think that's why you gonna beat your case? You sound crazy. And if a lot of y'all would start minding your own business and staying out of grown people business, you wouldn't be in scandals. But you done found that difficult to do. And if you can't actually speak for yourself in the court of law and you gotta hire a lawyer and you a rat, at some point you snakes ass nigga gonna get your head chopped off, you hear me? Because if you actually knew the shit you talking about, why you going around other people trying to ear hustle on their conversation? Because you don't know nothing about the law, you damn sure don't know nothing about business, and you damn sure, you hear me, real talk shouldn't be around me, you hear me? Because I don't hang with suckers nowhere, you hear me? I hang around geniuses or bad bitches, you gotta be either or, and you don't fit the description and they don't want it. Just be honest with yourself. I want you to really think about that. So I'm getting ready to close this joint out. You hear me? Like for real. Men really like, even in the park now, they be like, they blending in. I be like, you don't think these women know that it's men showing up? They at the park every day, and out of nowhere you done showed up. They see your ass over there. You hear me? They see you niggas in here stalking like, and they really are like, no, cause they trying to get them. No, they ain't. They trying to figure out how to get off that life sentence they facing. You hear me? That ain't got nothing to do with me. They called a life sentence by trying to figure out what I was up to. You hear me? Yeah, they was fucking children. You hear me? Selling children. That's the charge they fought. I don't participate in that shit. That's the charge they got caught up on. And it still puzzle them niggas to this day on how I beat that case. You hear me? When they snitched on each other, they puzzle. You hear me? God, nigga, I just told you, shit, the treaty itself really is in the Bible. They gonna say John Maccabee. It fuck your head though when you look at that motherfucker. It was a treaty, you hear me? For all the people that stayed on my side, you will be released from prison, you hear me? Fuck you. And it's the same, they say this same John Maccabee nigga, the nigga that built the pyramids, you hear me? And you around here looking crazy, you hear me? Real talk on how I went and I done it, you hear me? That's my actual name, my actual birthday, you hear me? That's the actual treaty I use. And now you around here, you caught up in the biggest fraud scandal you'll never be able to get out of, because you know me and you ain't related. And it really was for him and his immediate family, his 4 brothers, they would have said, the mom and his dad, you hear me? He's sick. Now that homeboy girlfriend, no, you sick out here, you fucked out here. You fucked so goddamn bad it ain't even funny, you hear me? He ain't had no 12 disciples, he had 12 bitches if anything, you hear me? It kept you out of business for the rest of his life. That's the treaty, you hear me? And you actually were crazy enough. This is the only world peace treaty in business in the world. Is that they just have renewals of it. And you around here talking about you want an injunction for some shit you know damn well you'll never be able to get. You hear me? And now all you can do, you hear me, is everybody, your record unsealed now. And now they records unsealed, everybody know you an informer, you a rat, and you a lying talking about you as a street person. Talking about you as a boss. I ain't never seen a boss worry about other people's business. Cause anybody that own a company know they can go make millions of dollars. A person, if they go wake up with $1 million in their bank account, you think they give a fuck about what somebody else talking about or thinking? No. So they labeled you what they labeled you, a terrorist that should be deported and defunded for being a stalker, a rapist, and a pedophile. The government didn't make a mistake doing it to you. I wouldn't go around Denzel Washington or Jim Carrey, right? You hear me? Just stalk them and make them feel uncomfortable. So when you do that to people, you supposed to not only get through out that club, you need to get through out the motherfucking country because your mind fucked up, nigga. You hear me? What made you so bold, nigga? You hear me? That you would sit next to me? Yeah, get the fuck out the country, nigga. Yeah, close all that nigga account. Fuck that nigga. You hear me? That nigga bold as a motherfucker gonna sit next to me. Yeah, that's why I did it to you and still ain't gonna keep doing it to you. Every time you lose your mind and you think you just gonna be around me, you hear me, looking at me upside my head, and I send an ice raid blitz, you hear me, get rid of you and everybody that's with you. I start shutting all your company down. That's what I'm doing. Cause you too bold, you hear me, to invade my space and try to make me feel uncomfortable, you hear me. You don't know me, you hear me. You don't work for me. And you damn sure ain't no artist, you hear me, that I done hired, you hear me. So you violated, nigga. And you a wreck, you hear me, because they got your records now. They said, it's just like the movie Superfly, you hear me. What that nigga showed that Spanish nigga, he said, no man, I'm the boss. Your son is actually an informant. She said, sir, I'm sorry for the inconvenience. I'm finna take care of that now, you hear me. And she killed him. That's the real priest story. I would be more like the priest nigga. I'm a nigga with the tax status that can legally do it. And I ain't had to be no rat or none of it. Only thing I do, I send motherfucker out there, like Big Ram, after you owe me too much money. Yeah. Any nigga would. Like if I send the military out there, whoever I got sent out there, you don't get my money. Yeah. I don't play around about shit like that, you hear me? All of it, you hear me? Some people gonna give a little, some people might give all. When I say you gonna give all, you hear me? You know what that mean? All in all, love, peace, and hair grease, I'm out.